Alright, today we will be talking about our right triangle relationships and how the angles relate to the sides of a triangle. First off, we must know the names of the sides. To start, we have the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always directly across the triangle from the 90-degree angle. Second, we have the opposite side. The opposite side is always directly across or directly opposite from the central angle that we have here. Third, we have the adjacent side, and the adjacent side is always the side that is adjacent or right next to the central angle that forms the angle, this angle right here, with the hypotenuse. So this angle forms an angle with this angle. That is the angle we are looking at. Next, we have our 6 trig functions that we use very often. First off, we have sine, which is one of the most prominent ones, one of the top 3. Cosine, second, and third is tangent. These 3 are all pairs. As you can see, they are all 3 different colors, so they are the main 3. Second, we have cosecant, secant, and cotangent, and you'll notice that they're all in different colors, but there are a few that are the same. And each pair of colors form what are called sister functions, and these sister functions are related in many different ways, and we're going to get into that here in just a minute. So all of these different functions or the main 3 have acronyms for them, and so we're going to start with sine. Sine is so, or SOH, so, and that stands for sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. So in this instance, we have our opposite over here divided by our hypotenuse, and that comes up with so, as we have over here. So that is so. Next, we have ka, and ka is for cosine, and that stands for cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So for this instance, we would have adjacent, sorry about that, divided by hypotenuse, which would equal cosine equals adjacent divided by hypotenuse. That is ka. Third and finally, we have our tangent, and tangent is composed of tangent equals opposite over adjacent, and so that would be opposite divided by adjacent, which gives us tangent equals opposite over adjacent, which gives us so, ka, toa. So that is how we will remember these things. So let's try to do a sine problem together. So this is our triangle, and we know that sine, or so, so equals sine. So we have opposite. Well, the opposite of our angle is 4. So we're going to put sine equals 4 divided by our hypotenuse, which is 5. So we will have sine equals 4 over 5, or 4/5. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense getting off here. So we're going to go ahead and move on to cosine, and hopefully this works also. So first off, we have cosine is ca, and so we have our ca, so ca. So we have adjacent over hypotenuse. So we have cosine equals our adjacent side 3 over our hypotenuse, which is 5. So we have cosine equals 3 over 5, or 3/5. Hope that one makes sense also. Lastly, we have tangent. And tangent, as we all know, is TOA. T-O-A. And so we have tangent equals opposite, so tangent equals opposite, so the opposite is 4, so we have 4 divided by our adjacent, which is 3. So we have our tangent equals 4 over 3, or 4/3. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky sometimes. Back to earlier, I mentioned there are 3 different colors on here, and these 3 different colors are all specific to one another. So our first 2 are sine and cosecant, as they match up with one another. Cosecant and sine. See, they're both in black. These 2 are what are called sister functions. The second set of sister functions are cosine and secant, as you can see, they are in the same color also. And third and finally, we have tangent and cotangent, which are very easy to remember that they go together. So we have, with these, to find the bottom 3, to find these bottom 3, we must first know these 3. So over here we have 1 divided by the sister function gives you the bottom 3 trig functions. So for sine, we want, or to find cosecant, we want 1 divided by sine. And to do these, you must simply put them in your calculator to calculate them out, unless it comes out to be a nice even number. So let's go ahead and try some of these. So we have, for this one, 1 divided by the sine. So we have 1 divided by our sine, which equals, so we have, the opposite over hypotenuse. So this is going to be 3 over 5. So 3/5, which equals 0.6 as a decimal, which we normally don't convert to decimals, but for this we will. And then this just goes right under here, so you would do 0.6 in your calculator, and it would give you your answer for your cosecant. Next, we have secant, and secant is secant's sister function is cosine. So to find cosine, we have ca, which is H. And as we know, it is always going to be 1 divided by adjacent over hypotenuse. So we have adjacent over hypotenuse. I apologize, I told you wrong on this one. This should be opposite, excuse me. Opposite is 4. See, you caught me. I knew you did. I knew you did. So this is 4/5, which makes this point 8. Which makes this point 8. Which makes everything go much smoother. Okay, so we're going to continue back on. So we have adjacent over hypotenuse, as we just did earlier. We have 3/5. And so, as we know, that's 0.6. So we're going to put 0.6 under here, and that would give you the correct answer for your cosecant. For your secant, excuse me. And lastly, we have cotangent, which as we always know, is 1 divided by our tangent. So to find tangent is TOA. So we have opposite, which is 4. Divided by 3 for our adjacent, which gives us 1.33, or 1.3 repeating, excuse me. So you would just put 1.3333, and whenever you want to do this, or whenever you do this, you want to just leave it in your calculator, and whenever you, for a repeating decimal such as this one, you'll just simply do 1 divided by the sine of your degree, and then whenever you get an answer, you will I'm sorry, that is incorrect also. We're getting there. We're a lot of information to put into one video here. Okay, what you'll do for real this time is you will do the sine of your degree, and then you will click the second button. No, you won't, excuse me. You will, yet again, a lot of information here. You will do 1 divided by, and then you will do second and then whenever you look down, it should be the very bottom row and the second one from the right, and I believe it says entry or answer. Second entry, I think it says maybe answer, and you will click that, and then it will give you the cotangent of your triangle. So let's take a little quiz real quick, just real simple, real easy, and go ahead and pause your video, and then whenever you are done with these questions, go ahead and restart the video, and you will have the answers. So please pause the video. Well, how'd you do? 1 point apiece, 1 out of 3. Hope you did well. Thank you for watching.